What's good, everyone? I hope everyone is having a blessed day today. As you all know, I am Alexis Shaw, Miss Shaw for the kids, for my students. So you can see I am on a break right now from my art classes. I just started my teaching job, so I'm substituting teaching, but I'm still in school for elementary education, getting my bachelor's, and I'm really just trying to take this time out until my next class come in. I have like an hour now, so I just wanted to kind of utilize this time to really just speak on what is going on in our world. Just kind of educate, pray, do what I need to do to just plant the seeds right now in our world today that we are living in. I did a Facebook Live, my first ministry. I did my Facebook Live, and I tried to put clips on here, but I still have it, so I'm still gonna take the time out to really just kind of trim it down so I can post that. Yeah, so I did that. That was my first time ministering. That was like a little after New Year's, so I kind of just kind of stepped out on faith, and I stepped out on faith to really just kind of utilize my gifts and do what God has called me to do, which is ministry. So I just kind of stepped out on faith like I'm doing now, and trying to be consistent and kind of just really pouring out my heart in an authentic way on how I feel about what's going on in the world and what is necessary right now in this time, which is prayer, which is, doing our due diligence, walking in our purpose, walking in our calling to walking in our purpose and our calling to do what is necessary for us to change this world, to make sure everybody, with my faith, because I'm a woman of God, I'm a spiritual woman of God, so I feel like it's necessary for all of us to walk in Christ, have some type of faith that is bringing us to Christ, that is bringing our circumstances under subjection, and really doing what we need to do in this world, that in our last days that we're living in. So for me, I was just, my thing is right now, of course, we're getting older, so of course more deaths are happening, but with COVID, more deaths are happening earlier than, people age in our family, our loved ones, celebrities. Everybody is aging the older we get, so of course we're dealing with deaths in that matter, preparing for transitions of sick elders and people that are sick, and we have to kind of prepare ourselves for God's will, even when it comes to COVID. Everybody's dying early, and it's sad, but it's still something that I'm trying to really understand why, in the spirit realm, why everybody is dying. Why everybody is dying from COVID, and it's a lot of opinions, perceptions on getting the vaccine. We're breaking up homes, like religion break up families. This vaccine is breaking up families because certain people like me are not vaccinated. They feel some type of way because I'm a spiritual. When you spiritual, you kind of, most of our spiritual beings, we all are spiritual beings. I feel like we are all spiritual beings living human experiences, but we just need to tap in. A lot of us need to tap in to like that spirit realm. Me, I've been tapped in. or a lot of people call it woke. You know, back in the day, you know, when I started my spiritual journey, well, I've been on the spiritual journey, but it's just I'm more kind of like, you know, I'm not in people bondage to people opinions based on my beliefs and how I operate in the spirit realm and as a spiritual being, living human experiences. So for me, yeah, I feel like everybody needs to find some type of faith. And you know, with this COVID thing is crazy. It just shows that we are living in our last days. There's so many things, discord between loved ones through the opinions of vaccines, and it's just really crazy. But thank God for peace for me. Thank God that I'm just trying to stay focused on Him and doing what I am called to do, you know, because at the end of the day, we're not here for anyone else. We're here for God glory. We are here to pursue what God has called us to do. We are here to live a life of faith, our lives are a testimony to the world for the world to change. So for me, when I come on here right now and when I share a lot on this social media, it's because I am planting the seeds. I love to learn. I'm a philomath. I love to learn. So when I read, it just really, I love education. That's why I've been a master's student with no degree all my 20s, because it just, I had outside things, distractions that hindered me, you know, daddy issues, things that just kept me attached to the wrong things that hinder my progress, my achievements in the world. Those things I'm healed from, I'm delivering from. I'm still trying to break free from some things, but I'm at a different place in life because I had to go through it, because I'm a called vessel, because I'm set apart and chosen, because this is where God has me. God, everything I go through, everything we go through is a learning process. It's a reason. There's purpose in our pain. There's purpose in our brokenness. There's purpose for us, for everything that we go through. I say grow through it because I grow through it. You have to grow through your circumstances, your hardships, your trials and tribulations. You must do that. So for me, I dealt with mental health issues. We all deal with mental health issues, especially in the Black community, but nobody believed in therapy. Nobody believed that, back in the day, they say, you just need Jesus and prayer. That's it. But it's deeper than that when it comes to modern day, when it comes to what we're dealing with now. We're dealing with generational curses, cycles. We're dealing with so much in this world. And everybody I just feel like nobody should judge anybody harshly. Nobody. And I thank God that I'm an empath. I thank God that I have patience. I had to grow. Why they calling? Okay, my bad. Okay, so I had to go through some things like we all do. I had to go through some things as a Black woman, as someone that's different. That's why I say I'm set apart and chosen, because I'm different from the world. I'm not a follower. I try to lead. I'm not trying to say leader like I'm a leader. I'm leading the world, like I'm a celebrity, or I'm just trying to be arrogant with favor. But I have to be arrogant with favor because God has called me to bring the world into subjection, to be a testimony. My life and my transparency and my authenticity has to be, has to help this world, has to bring the world to Christ. That is why I'm here in this world. I'm here to serve Him. I'm here to go through everything that I've been going through so that I can be the living testimony to change the world, to bring the world into subjection. So for me, I always say for me, y'all, that's just my thing. I don't know why I do it, but it is what it is. I am who I am. So I am just so fed up with, my heart goes out to all of these people that are young, my age. I'm 31, so I see people younger than me dying. They're not just dying, but they're killing themselves. Regina King. I'm just gonna think about, it's so much right now, but I'm gonna just think about what's on the top of my head. Like Regina King's son just killed himself, suicide. This Miss USA winner, I can't think of what year. Was it this year or last year, 2019? Something like that, but I just posted it. Her name is Chelsea Christ. I don't know her last name, how to pronounce her last name, but she jumped out of her, they said she jumped off a floor. And of course the media, but when you see a lot of, the media can turn things around, can kind of just fabricate stories, and that's why you got to really do your research. But for me, it's crazy because I think this just happened yesterday, over the weekend, that she just fell from the 29th floor or something like that. She just fell and killed herself. So then I've heard, I just been hearing about a lot of suicides going on, and it is really my heart goes out to them, because mental health is real. Because this COVID, living in our last days, people are getting depressed more and more. We've been depressed. We've been going through mental health issues, anxiety, depression, rejection, bullying, low self-esteem. All of those things is categorized in the same area. You know what I'm saying? It's all mental health issues. So for me, I'm like, of course, when you going through your own life, I'm not gonna, because I'm not crying right now, but I became numb to a lot of things, because I cry at movies, I cry so much for everything, but I have to pray specifically to tell God to break my heart, so that I can be touched by the world and then know how to operate, know how to function, know how to do what I am called to do, to change this world, to change people from being suicidal, from going through what I went through low self-esteem, having unprotected sex with all my toxic counterfeits I had in my life. And I have body counts. I have about 20 body counts in my whole life, from 15, young, of course, we humping. I don't know if you can't, I don't know if, how people say, okay, that does not count. That wasn't a real, it was just whatever. But, from, I'm trying to stop saying for me, but, yeah, so I have body count. We all had certain things we done in our lives based on rooted issues, and shouldn't nobody judge anybody harshly, because we all got demons. We all are going through some things. We all been through some things, generational or just socially, trying to deal with this world, trying to fit in when you don't fit in. But when you get older like me and know that there's more things to life than niggas, there's more things to life than DICK. I'm just gonna be raw, because I'm just trying to touch everybody that needs to be touched. I have to talk like this. I'm not gonna act like I'm innocent, because my mouth is slick, but I try not to have no vulgar mouth. God is dealing with me. That's why you got to leave the counterfeits alone. You have to leave the toxicity alone. You have to leave people that are just not, a good influence in your life, that is not like-minded like you. You have to be around positive energy. That means nobody that be cursing all the time, be smoking all the time. You have to be around like-minded people that's going where you are going, that are positive, that empowers you to, and they don't have to be going where you going. They just have to be some type of influence, and be walking in their call and their purpose, be doing something in their work, in their lives that is, that's beneficial to the world, to society, or beneficial to, whoever they're called to. So I just hate that we are living in this world. It's sad, it's scary that we are living in these last days. It's sad that it's inevitable that death is going to happen, that death is not going to happen. It's inevitable that we know death is going to happen. So it just means like we can't control death. We can't control God's timing. We cannot control God's will. We cannot stop death from happening. So we have to just be prepared for when that time comes. And I'm trying to get my life together, like all the way right. You know, I don't have time. I don't even think the same. And it comes from prayer. It comes from my faith. It comes from being a vessel, a called vessel in this world. And if you're not on the straight and narrow, if you're not on the right path, there's going to be divine interruptions or divine disruptions that are going to make your life up. They're going to turn your life upside down, turn your comfort zone upside down, just so you can get on God's path, so you can be on the path that God has for you, God's will for your life. And I've been through enough. You know, I haven't been through the worst, but I've been through enough that God, you know, I had the enemy, but God allowed it to happen. God was always with me in the midst of my chaos, in the midst of my toxic relationships, situationships, because that has always been my downfall. And I'm at a point where I'm just trying to focus on God. I love people. I love you. For me, I think it's just like codependency. I know it's codependency. I ain't gonna say I feel, but I know my situation, my downfall has been codependency. It has been, you know, being codependent because I'm not where I want to be in life. You know, I procrastinated. I got lazy. I just wanted to be a socialite. I just wanted to live my dreams where I don't have to do work. You know, like it all started from being in school. You know, what was the root of me? You know, and that's what I know. You have to always cut the root of your issues. You have to go back to your childhood and what's going on in your childhood and deal with that, whether you have to go to a mentor, a trusted individual, somebody that's been through what you've been through. Or you just have to go to somebody you trust, a pastor, someone in the congregation, someone, you know, a therapist, mentor, somebody that just empowers you, inspires you, and you come across, you know, you need divine resources in your life to help you become better, that helps you on your day-to-day living if you don't know how to do it. I mean, it's hard because certain people are not exposed to mentors, teachers, people that inspire them, encourage them. They're not exposed to that. But I pray that you will find the light, that you will find somebody that will bring the light within you to have faith. And I don't judge anybody's faith, but I do take some type of wisdom from different you know, faith, what I'm trying to say, you know, different people, faith, religions, ethnic groups, people that believes in Buddha and Hinduism and all of those things. There's some wisdom that I take from that, but of course we learn, you know, being from the South, from Alabama, 4-5, Lowndes County, being from there. I was a military brat, so of course I've been everywhere, but I've been everywhere. So I'm kind of like in tune. I'm spiritual everywhere, but I never say I'm a Christian. I just believe in Christ. I just know what to believe because, of course, it makes sense to believe in Christ for my life. You know, it has to make sense for what you've been through and what you're going through and what other people went through. You have to believe in something. I just hope whatever you believe in, it makes you a better person. It makes you a better law-abiding citizen in this world. And it just makes you, you know, live your purpose in a morally ethical way. It's all about virtue. What I just read about, I was researching the word stoic. I was researching stoicism. Of course, I was researching, you know, more in detail on stoicism, because I want, you know, we always like to Google our problems. You know, if something going on, we Googling. So thank God for Google too, but thank God for him and Jesus Christ. But anyways, I was Googling stoicism because I wanted to really get deeper into being stoic when death happened. You know, like for me, people might think I'm emotionalist because I don't cry, I don't grieve a long time. I'm gonna say that, not cry, but I don't grieve a long time. And I wanted to make sure that I wanted to know how to deal with, you know, preparing for death, because my elders are getting old, they're getting sick, and death is inevitable. So I wanted to be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially prepared on these things when it happens, so that I can still, because we're going to have to, like when death happens, we are going to still have to progress. We're going to still have to do what God has called us to do. We're going to have to still move on. So for me, I'm already trying to, you know, bring stability in my career field, in my life, because I've been messing up. So it's like a rush for me. It's like, okay, I don't have time. But we do have time, but I feel like I don't have enough time because my mental state, and I don't want to like make the wrong choices. I don't want to keep missing out on, like I feel like I've been through enough, but that does not take away that it's never too late. You just have to, I just rather we get it down packed now to do right, to do what is necessary. And so yeah, like stoicism, I just didn't want to be emotionalist. I didn't want people to perceive me to be emotionalist because I don't grieve. And I just wanted to like kind of see how to overcome that. And, you know, just seeing is stoicism Christian based, and what do the Bible say about stoicism, and it was saying something about virtue, resilience. You know, it's really come down to that, being virtuous, being, you know, being a person of virtue, having resilience, being resilient. I think what they said, having tenacity, and I want to say prudence. One of those words, one of those things. But just look up stoicism. Like if you're dealing with grief and want to know how to deal with grief and deal with death, inevitable death, and things that are happening in the world, like calamities, COVID. Just, I had to research that. It wasn't like, I didn't get any really, I got Bible scriptures, but I got more of the way the Stoics thought. And it just kind of enlightened me on a different level to kind of focus on being resilient, being a woman of virtue, and having tenacity. So those were the things I really got out of that. And with our world, with people dying, it's sad because you never know what people are going through. That's why it's necessary that we don't sit on our gifts and talents, especially if you're especially if you're someone that's like a prayer warrior that can pray, somebody that is a mentor, a teacher, someone that's supposed to be in ministry and know you have gotten that confirmation to do it and just been like playing around. It's necessary right now for us to do what is necessary. It's necessary for us to do those things, for us to walk in our gifts, because there's people that needs our gifts. It's a lot of people dying and having suicide. Imagine if you just step out your comfort zone and pray in the middle of the night when God wakes you up. Imagine what prayer, because I know power of prayer. I just